पाहिजे नोट्स मला माहिती कुठे मला माहिती कुठे
Hey, could you please mute your microphone, if you don't mind? I think someone's microphone is switched on, and I think it's disturbing other people as well. Please mute your microphone. Thank you. Hello, good morning all.
Morning.
Yeah, very good morning. Hey, can you please make the session more interactive? We all will discuss. Okay.
Yeah, we will. I think we should ask questions related to the session rather than asking generic questions, which we can leave for the later on.
Yeah, sure. We'll start. Anyhow, we already waited for 5 minutes. Let us start. Okay. Can you guys see my screen which I have shared?
Yes.
Everyone?
I can see it.
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, for the people who had not attended on the last class, my name is Shirabat. I'm the technical architect, and I handle the Java class for you guys. This class would go for 30 days, and remaining 30 days, Mr. Banu Prakash will be handling the Selenium automation classes for you. So let's start. In this entire course, I assume that most of the people don't know Java. You may already be knowing the basics of Java, but still I assume that you guys don't know Java, because since it's many of the students are participating as the part of this session. A few people may already be knowing Java, few people may be in the moderate level in Java, or few people may be knowing only fundamental concepts of Java. So, but as a teacher, I have to consider the lowest benchmark, and I assume that most of the students don't know Java. So in this process, when I teach very slowly and when I teach very basic fundamental concepts, people who already know Java, please bear with me. Okay, it's just a request. So we all learn with empty-minded. Okay. Mayor is mentioning that I cannot hear anything. Yeah, okay, thanks Mayor, thank you. Okay, let's start today's discussion with understanding of what is Java. So anyone has any idea about what is Java? What is Java? Any idea about Java? Okay. Rather than pinging here or messaging, you guys can really participate and make the class more interactive, so that all will not
Scripting
feel.
language.
Okay. Any other answers?
It's a scripting language.
Basically, it's not a scripting language. Hello. Yeah, it's not the scripting language. Basically, Java is a platform. Java
language.
is a yes.
Programming language.
Okay, yes, correct. It's a programming language, correct. Some people said it's a scripting language. Okay, may not be. Any other answers? Basically, Java is a platform. Java is a platform. The moment when I say platform, it is very generic word, because you would have heard about Java as a language. You would have heard about Java as something used for writing the programs. So, but indeed, Java is a platform. So before we actually dive into understanding of what is platform, let us see what is a computer. Okay, just for 5 minutes, let us understand what is a computer. Okay, a computer is a computing system. Computer is a computing system, or I can say a computer as an electronic device which accepts input from the keyboard, and a person or the user of the computer can control this using the mouse. Okay, along with this, the computer has the processor. It's very important. The computer has the processor, and the computer has the memory inside to store the data. Okay, so I call it as the memory to store the data, and this is the processor. So can I simply say, put together, can I simply call it as a computing engine? This as a computing engine. Since it is an electronic device, this just understands a language 011001. This 01 language it understands. The moment when I say 0110 language, it is nothing but the language that your computer can understand. That is, we term that as a low-level language or machine level language. This computer can understand only machine level language. Let's take a case study. Now I want to compute addition of two numbers. Let's say, for example, I want to compute 25 plus 35. I call this 25 as one number, 35 as another number. But in this, your computer, since it's an electronic device, it cannot understand, or it may not understand 25. So this 25 and 35 are the numbers which humans can understand. So the language which humans can understand, we call it as high level language. Some people call it as programming language. I just refer it as high level language. You can also call it as programming language. I just written the shortcut. Okay, but your computer interprets this 25 as in the form of 0110, this language, that is nothing but low level language. Okay, now ultimately in this entire computer, this processor along with the operating system, so that is a combination of operating system and the processor, I call it as platform. I can in general say a platform is nothing but a combination of operating system and the processor. The best example for this is Windows is the operating system. I'll write it in the new slide. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Okay, now I write it. We have okay, now I can write on the screen. We have Windows as an operating system. Along with this Windows operating system, I use Intel processor. This is a popular combination. We call it as a platform, Wintel platform. We call it as what? Wintel platform. Similarly, we have a lot of other platforms available. Example, AMD along with the Linux. AMD is an processor. Along with that, Linux is an operating system. This represents one platform. Then IBM PowerPC. IBM PowerPC is one of the processor along with Mac OS. Can be considered as one platform. I hope you got a brief understanding about what is a platform. Now, when I give these examples to represent a platform, and I also mentioned that Java is also a platform. So what is the relationship between this platform and the Java platform, right? How somewhere they look at a contradictory. Java is a programming language, but here we are talking about a processor and the operating system. Earlier, people when they develop these kind of platforms, let's say now as a software developer, I develop one software. A software may be combination of many programs. Okay, I write many programs. I may have images, I may have configuration files, I may have lot of other related files in my project. So put together, it is a combination of many programs. So when I write such many programs many programs and I develop the software, now I need to run this software on the platforms. That is nothing but, for example, Windows and the Intel. I need to run this on Linux and I need to run this on Mac. That is, when I develop the software, I want people to run my software or install my software or use my software in their own systems. Okay, so that more number of people will use my system, my software. More number of people will use my software. But in this platform, the program which I have written is written in the high-level languages. When I say high-level languages, for example, I would have written a possibility that I may write my software using C, I may write using C++, like I may write using even Python, I may write my software using any of the high-level languages. Why do I use high-level language? Because the developer is the one who writes the software and developer can understand only high-level language. Now, challenge is that this program which is written in the high-level language has to be converted into a language that your underlying platform can understand. Okay, so there is a challenge here. There is a challenge. The challenge is this. When high-level program, I can call that high-level program as a computation. When I write a computation or a program, this program is supposed to be converted into a platform. This generally a lot of components involved in conversion of this. For example, assembler, interpreter, a lot of other components involved in converting the high-level program into a language that your platform can understand. That is typically low-level language. Here, here the problem is this. When I write the program and when I try to run this, it is supposed to be converted into a low-level language, which is done by generally an assembler. The Windows assembler may consider my program and convert this into a different way, and the Linux platform may convert this in its own way, and the Mac system may convert this in its own way. So the thing is that my program must be independent of all these platforms so that whenever I try to run it on any of the platform, it must work without giving any problems. Now can I say such program as a platform independent program? Right? So most of the programming language earlier derived, they are not platform independent programs. For example, C, C++, they were all not independent programs. Okay, but later the Java came into picture in the year 1995 by a person called James Gosling. He was working with Sun Microsystem. He came up with a concept called Java. Okay, Java as a platform gives you different variants. First one, Java itself is a platform. Java itself is a platform. As a Java platform, internally there are three components in Java. The first component is called as programming language, that is Java programming language. Second one, JVM. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. And the third one, Java API. Third one is called as Java API. So when I say Java as a platform, it is programming language, it is JVM, it is API. Let's start with understanding what is this JVM and how JVM helps or how JVM fits in this Windows or in this Linux or in this Mac system, and how it makes my program to work on all the platforms. Let us understand that. Just give me 1 minute. I'm going to erase all this. I think you are able to see the blank screen. Okay. Now I write a small diagram and explain you how JVM works. Now consider this situation. This is my Windows operating system along with Intel processor. Okay, I do have one more system. Let's say this is Linux operating system along with AMD processor. Okay, now I write a computation saying that 25 plus 35. You can call it as a computation, you can call it as a program, whatever you call it as. And I want this computation to work on Windows as well as to work on Linux. If I write this computation as a separate computation which can work only on Windows and another computation which works only on Linux, it takes more time, more resources, more developers, and it is not generic. Then I can call it as only platform specific. So that's the reason we don't do that. Now Sun Microsystem came up with a concept called JVM. So what this JVM does is, JVM comes with a platform specific version. Now I have a JVM for Windows. I have the JVM for Linux. Okay, for every different operating system we do have different JVM, and now the computation which we have written in high level language, consider this high level language as the Java, then the Java is converted into one intermediate language. This is very important. This Java is converted into one intermediate language. How this is converted, let us see in the later stage. Okay, this computation which is written in Java language is converted into an intermediate language, and we call that intermediate language as bytecode. We call that intermediate language as bytecode. This bytecode, when it is given to the Windows, the JVM which is present inside the Windows convert that into a machine level language which is compatible with Windows. In a same way, when the same bytecode is given to Linux, then the JVM which is present inside the Linux is going to convert that into a machine level language which only Linux and that processor can understand. Hence, can I say this bytecode as the platform independent code, right? So now, as a Java developer, you need not to write a separate Java program for Windows, a separate Java program for Linux. Instead, you write a generic Java program or a software which is supposed to be converted into an intermediate language called bytecode. How to do this? We will see in a little while. And this bytecode is not a machine level language. Remember, bytecode is not a machine level language. This bytecode, if I pass it to Windows, the JVM of Windows will convert that into a language that Windows can understand. So the name Java Virtual Machine. So this is the component which sits on your actual platform and works like a virtual platform. I'll repeat once again. The JVM sits on the platform, actual platform, and works like a virtual platform. That's why we call Java as a platform. Okay, the one version of Java is the platform. The second version of the Java is the programming language, which is high level language. You understand? Third one is something called API, which we are going to discuss over the period of time, probably after 2 weeks of time, not now. This is a early situation for us to learn, the API, which we will see in the later stage. Okay. So now Java is a programming language plus Java is a platform. Because of this JVM and because of this bytecode, my Java works like platform independent. I'll repeat, because of this bytecode and also because of this JVM, my Java works platform independent. Okay, so now I'll just give you 1 minute of time. If you have any question, you can unmute your phone and you can ask me, or you can type the question and ask me. You're free to ask the question before I start with or before I go further. No one has the questions. Please feel free to ask the question, because the purpose of you attending this whole training session is to learn the concept. Okay, please don't hesitate, ask the questions.
Shishir,
Yeah.
Shweta here.
Yeah, Shweta.
What happens with the other platforms like Linux plus AMD processor and like other combinations?
Mm-hmm. Can you come again with your question? What happens means I could not understand. Can you elaborate your question, please?
What are the shortcomings of the other platform combinations or as compared to Java?
Okay. When I say the platform in the sense Windows and Linux, you mean to say?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. See what happens is, let's assume that, let's just for an instance assume that instead of Java, assume that you have written a program using C language. Just an assumption, okay? Now, once you try to run this program on Windows, okay, and whenever you try to run this on Linux, okay, a separate conversion has to be made. You understand with this, right? So
Yeah.
it demands, basically, forget about C, any language. When you try to write the software, you should write a software which is very specific to Windows, or you should write a software which is specific to Linux. It means to say you need to write a different flavors of the software. You understand?
Okay.
So it is a
Yeah, yeah.
it's a double work for you.
Mhm.
Right? It now, since I write the program in an independent, which is independent of my platform, tomorrow when I can run the same software on any of the platform. Why I can run this on any of the platform? Because it is platform independent. You understand?
Yes.
And
Yeah, it provides because of JVM also.
yes,
Like because of JVM.
exactly. And when I say platform, most of the people correlate that only with Windows, Linux, Mac and all. Actually speaking, the platform can be a mobile platform. Platform can be a mobile platform. Mobile is also considered as a platform. You know Android platform, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can run my Java program, that is the bytecode, on the mobile as well, provided mobile must have the JVM. You got it?
Okay.
And
Okay.
I can run my program on micro oven as well, provided my micro oven must have the JRE. I can run it on a refrigerator, provided the refrigerator must have the JRE. Okay, so Java is designed to run on multiple platforms. That's the power of Java, and that's why people started using Java. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, here in the chat window,
I've got one question, Shishira.
yeah, please.
This is Yadvinder.
Yeah, Yadvinder, please ask.
So, are you saying that Java is more powerful than other languages, or obviously other, uh, you know, other platforms? By that I mean, you said that you can use Java. With Java platform, you can use your program on for different platforms like Windows, Linux, and so on. So my question is, if you write your code in C, right? You mentioned that you'll have to do it twice. So, am I right in my understanding that Java is more powerful and it's more I would say comprehensive or more
Yes,
versatile?
yes. To answer in a very straightforward way, definitely yes. And please
Okay,
try
so
to.
if
Yep, yep,
yeah,
yep.
sorry,
Please continue.
no, that's fine. I was trying to understand, but I think there's another question which I think I would ask when we do Selenium, but it's not at this stage. But thank you.
Okay, sure. Okay, you're most welcome. Any other question from anyone? I think people don't have much question. I shall continue now. Now we understood what is Java. That's it, right? In my entire course, I typically follow one approach. Just let me explain you that approach for 1 minute. See, we all know how to ride a bicycle. We all know how to ride a bicycle, right? But imagine yourself many years back, before you knew how to ride the bicycle. We didn't directly took the bicycle and started doing the stunts, right? In the first day, definitely we didn't do the stunts. What did we do? We first observed, probably when we were kids, we started observing people riding the bicycle. We understood what a wheel is. We understood what the rear wheel is, what the brake is, how the people sit on the bicycle and how do they ride the bicycle. This is how we understood. Then directly, I didn't go through any theoretical concepts of bicycle. I didn't really analyze that the moment when I go to pedal here, this rear wheel is going to move. Because of this rear wheel, it is going to push and the energy is formed, and then the front wheel is going to be moved so that the bicycle moves. Certainly in that age, being the kids, we never understood the theoretical concepts of the bicycle. But what did we do? We directly observed first. That's the first step, observation. The second step is we directly started using the bicycle practically. Definitely many times we fell down, but once we got the balance, we practiced, we got the balance. After getting the balance, okay, we started using the bicycle, and over the period of time, once I get the acquaintance, once I get the balance in the cycle, then the third step was doing stunts. We started doing stunts. Okay, leaving one hand and riding the bicycle in only one hand, keeping your legs probably on the bar like this, right? Keeping your girlfriend probably here, making your girlfriend to sit here, leaving both the hands like this. The stunts was the third step. First step was observation, right? So this is the human learning psychology. Okay, so this is the first example. Okay, just to tell you what is the psychology of human. Okay, then just take an example of mobile. When we first time started using the mobile, did we go through the manual on how to use the mobile? Certainly not. We took the mobile phone, started working with the mobile. Once we get basic understanding of how mobile works and all, to explore more deeper options in the mobile, probably you refer the manual of the mobile. Again, another instance to demonstrate that this is the learning cycle, right? In the same way, in our Java program also, let us not go in the first iteration itself. Let us not try to understand the deeper concepts of Java. First, let us all learn how to write a simple program, in Java. Okay, then let us get the basic comfortness in Java. Okay, basic comfortness in Java. Then third step, let us understand the deeper concepts of Java. Okay, so this is the pattern of learning which we use or we will adopt in our class. Okay, first let us learn how to write the simple Java programs. Fine. Okay, great. First thing you need to remember, Java is case sensitive. Java is case sensitive. Okay, the moment when I say case sensitive, okay, a class is different from class. Okay, dog is different from dog. It's very important because beginners, they tend to make these common mistakes. They most of the people who are new to Java, they tend to make these kind of mistakes. Okay, be careful with this. Okay, now let's start with writing the programs on Java. Okay, first step of writing the Java program is this is the standard of writing the program. Okay, anything that you write in Java, it must start with something called class. It must start something with class, and you can give the name of the class, open brace, close brace. Okay, anything that you write in Java, this is how it look. This is how it look. Okay, and here you can give any name for your class. You can give any name. Okay, and this is lowercase. Class is lowercase, and we call it as the keyword. we call it as the keyword. What do you mean by a keyword? The moment when I say the keyword, okay, it has got predefined meaning. Okay, it has got predefined meaning. What is the meaning of class? Let us understand in a later stage. Okay, but it is a keyword. Okay, so we use a keyword or a predefined meaning called class and define the name for the class, and then I open a flower brace and close the flower brace, and I call it as the scope of the class. That is, the scope of the class starts here and the scope of the class ends here. So whatever the logic or program I'm supposed to write, I have to write in this area. Okay, whatever I want to write, I can write only in this area. This is called class scope. We call it as class scope. Okay, next, name of the class can be anything. So now just let us see few examples. Okay, I write class dog, open brace, close brace. Okay, this is called the body of the class or the scope of the class. Another example, I can write class called web, like this. I can write any number of classes. Class like pen, open brace, close brace. So certainly this is called the scope of the class. This is called scope of the class, scope of the class, and the scope of the class. We can write the logic here, we can write the programs here, we can write the programs here. This is the standard for writing the Java programs. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Can I ask
please.
a question?
Yeah, please.
Can we start the bracket anywhere, I mean, after the class name?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. See, yeah.
I give a single line or double line, space after the
Yes.
class name and then close anywhere.
Yes. Yes, Yadvinder. For example, you write a class, okay? Class called mouse. Okay. Now you can give a lot of space like this. You can start here. You can even close here. That's also perfectly fine. If you don't want, you can start here. You can give space. You can end here. The space, the tab, the lanes does not really matter in Java.
Okay, all clear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. This is how we write the Java programs. Okay. Now, imagine I have written a Java program now. I have written a Java program, a simple Java program, okay, with a class. I write like the class called cat. I'm using some dummy examples, okay. Now, as like I explained, this is the area in which we write the logic, okay. Now, how do I write this program and how do I save, or where do I write the programs? You can open Notepad. You can open Notepad or any other text editors like Notepad++ or anything, okay? Then you can write the programs. For example, this is my program. Whatever I've written is the program, okay? The class, it's a keyword, the name of the class, open brace, close brace. I have written in the Notepad. Now I'm going to save this program, okay? I'm going to save the program. I will save it in a folder called Shishira, and I'm going to create a folder called as examples. Examples. And please observe, the file name must be the class name. The class name is the dog, and here if you observe, the file name is also doc. The class name and the file name should be the same. Here you may get a question, what happens if it is different? Certainly the class name and the file name can be different, but it is not the industry practice. Okay, we don't call it as a good practice. So whenever we write the programs, okay, in the project, we need to follow some standards, and we call those standards as the coding standards. Okay, as considering the coding standards, the class name and the file name must be same, and it must end with an extension called Java. So doc.java. Doc is the class name, this is the file name, extension of the file is .java, and I'm going to save this. Okay, I have saved the program called doc. Just let us go to that particular directory and understand this. In the Shishira folder, example folder, I have doc.java. Okay, now I have this doc.java here with this example. One second, I am going to rename this. Okay, I call, what is the class name that we created? Dog. Class name is dog. I have a class called dog, and I save the class with an extension called .java, dog.java. Just we created this, right? Just we created. Now I want to run this. I want to run this program. I want to run this program on, let's say, Windows platform. I want to run this program on, one second. Okay, I want to run this program on Windows platform. I may want to run the same program even on Linux platform. This is Windows and this is Linux. Okay, now question, can I directly run this program on Windows, or can I directly run it on Linux? Just few minutes before I explained the program called Java program supposed to be converted into an intermediate, yes, just we discussed an intermediate language. That intermediate language is called as bytecode. This intermediate language is called as bytecode. The question, how do I convert my Java program into bytecode? Okay, so for this we need to understand.
For that, sorry to interrupt, Shishira.
Yeah,
I
please.
have a question before that related to your file name.
Yep.
You know, you said the file name should be same as the class name, right?
It's a standard.
So are you saying it's a standard? Yeah.
Yep.
So would it be a case that for each file, I mean, in each file there will only be one class defined? I mean, or in other words, each class will have its own file?
Okay, so I'll give you more insight on this, Yadvinder. Earlier, people used to write multiple classes in file, a single file, just a file. For example, if I show you here, imagine this is one file, okay? They used to write multiple classes here, okay? For example, class called, let's say A, okay? Open, close, okay? They used to write the same class, it must be lowercase, class called B, like this, okay? But what happens in the project is, and the file name can be anything. Let's say I give the file name as hello.java. It is perfectly possible. Okay, the first answer, it is perfectly possible. But why do I say it is not an industry standard or it's not a good practice is, see, when we develop the projects, we don't certainly develop the project just by using only one program. So I developed the project by using thousands and thousands of programs. I write thousands and thousands of programs. Maybe probably if it is a very big project, I'll have 10,000 classes. In such case, maintenance becomes very difficult. So by looking into the file name, if the file name and the class name is same, the maintenance of the project becomes very easy for a developer. Second thing, it is very easy for me to search the class. If the class name is different, file name is different, and how are you going to search this in such a big pool of classes? It becomes very difficult, right? Considering this developmental process and the best practice, it is not allowed. You understand? But syntactically or as a rule wise, there is no rule that both should be same. I hope I have answered your question, Yadvinder.
Yes, very. It's clear now. Thank you
Yep.
very much. I think it's for more for modularity, I guess.
Exactly. Modularity, simplicity, and easy maintenance. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. So now I shall continue. Anyone else has any questions? Please ask me. Don't hesitate. Okay. So I was explaining. I write a class called dog class. I have written it in Notepad, saved it, and the file name is dog with an extension Java. So now I want to run this program on Windows, certainly a platform, and I need to run this on a Linux, certainly a platform. But directly I don't write my I don't run my Java program on Windows or on the Linux. In fact, we convert that into an intermediate language. That intermediate language is called as bytecode. The question is that how to convert this .java program, which is written in high level language, that is Java, into a bytecode. Okay, here I'm emphasizing once again, this bytecode is just an intermediate language. Your Windows directly cannot understand bytecode. Your Linux cannot directly understand bytecode, because Linux or the Windows, they understand only one language called low level language. Some people also call it as machine level language. That is nothing but 0110 language. 10 language. Okay. Then who converts this, the question, who converts this .java program written in high level language to bytecode? And who is going to read this bytecode into a language which Windows can understand? Here is the one. I write JVM. What is this? JVM. Windows must have installed with JVM. Linux must have installed with JVM. Okay. So having said that, JVM is specific to the platform. That is, the Windows JVM cannot work with Linux JVM, or the Linux JVM cannot work with Mac JVM. Mac JVM cannot work with your mobile JVM. Mobile JVM cannot work with refrigerator JVM. You would have observed these days you get televisions, TVs, you get smart TVs which comes with Android installed. So you can do whatever you want. You can play the game, you can surf the net, right? You can run the applications on your TV. You need not to go through your mobile. You can do it even in the TV as well. So the TV also, that is television, also comes with JVM. In that case, same program I can run even on my television as well. Okay, I can run it on my mobile as well, provided mobile must have the JVM. Is it clear? Now let us see who is going to convert this program into bytecode, and how the bytecode is read by the JVM. Okay, so first thing, how to install this JVM on the platforms. Okay.
Shishir,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. I have a doubt. Like, I think JVM is something came into picture recently, right? Was
No.
it there before as well?
No.
95, right?
Whenever they developed Java, the JVM is there since that time.
Okay, since 95, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else has any questions? I think I'll just give me 1 second. I will go through the chat box. Someone has asked the question here. Okay, here is a question. Okay, here is a question in the chat window. Someone asked, okay, Toyn asked that I was mentioning that Mac is a processor. IBM's processor runs on Mac. Windows runs with Intel. Similarly, AMD runs with the Linux. Okay. See, I was just given one instance. Now you can use, certainly you can use Intel processor with the Mac system, Intel processor with even Windows system. So that kind of interoperability is perfectly possible. That is perfectly possible. Okay, but the language that your processor understands along with the instructions given by the operating system is different for every operating system. Windows is going to talk to the Intel processor in a different way. Linux talks to Intel in a different way, saying that the platform, each and every platform works in its own way. So obviously the computing engine works in its own way. So the program which I run is interpreted in a different way. It is not the common way. Windows, Linux cannot interpret my program in a same way. Just to give you one small example, okay? Just to give you one small example, let's say I'll write and explain. I have Windows system. When I give a computation, let's say 10 plus 20, my Windows system may compute this as an add function. Okay, this is Windows. Fine. Now I have Linux here. Same computation, when I give it to Linux, it may understand as addition. Internal computation I'm talking about. Now I may have my Mac system, Apple Mac system. When the same computation is given to Mac system, it may compute as math.add. So the computation, the instruction for computation is definitely different from one platform to another platform. Okay, just because of the computation patterns or computation instructions, I cannot write my program which is very particular to Mac, which is very particular to Linux, which is very particular to Windows. Hence, I write independent computation which can run on any of this platform. Okay, so I hope I answered the question here. Still, if you have the question, please ask me. Toin? Okay. Sure. Okay. Thank you. So I will continue. Okay. We were discussing about the previous one in the previous slide. We were discussing who is going to convert the program into bytecode and how the bytecode runs on Windows or how the bytecode runs on Linux and other platforms. Okay. So let me tell you one small story to understand how Java became the platform independent, or what makes the Java to work platform independent. Just now we understood that Java is platform independent because of mainly two reasons. One is because it is bytecode, because of bytecode, and second one, it is because of JVM. Okay. Now just assume that you are a person. Okay, there is a person, he is a story writer. Okay, he writes one story, nice novel he writes, very nice novel he writes. Okay, he writes this story in the German language. He write the story in the German language, okay? Story in the German language, okay? Then he is going to publish the story. To whom? To all the audience. To all the audience. Now all the audience read this book, they purchased the book and read the book. Story is very awesome. Okay, story is very awesome. They liked it. Now, okay, now in Spain, the really people are interested to read this story, but they don't know German language, assuming that they don't know German language, or in some other country. Okay, let's say for example, let me not take Spain, let me take an example of Russia. Okay, in Russia, people want to really read this story and read this novel, but they cannot understand German language. Now what this person has to do, assuming that the name of this person is John, what this person has to do is, this person should identify another person, who knows German language as well as Russian language, and he is used as a now translator. So the German language is translated into Russian language. Great, things are going good. Now similarly, this becomes very popular even in China. Now all the people in the China wants to read the same novel. Again, what you are supposed to do is, you need to find out one more person who knows German language as well as Chinese language. Is getting such people maybe little difficult, who knows both Chinese language as well as German language, right? This person is going to translate that into particular language, Chinese language, okay? See, here what happens is, every time you need a translator to convert your German story into a Chinese story and into a Russian story and into let's say some other language, right? So instead of doing all these things, the simple better option is pretty straightforward. What's a better option? Let's convert this story into one standard language. Convert the story into standard global language. I call that global language as English. I call the global language as English. Okay. Now the story which is written in, for example, story.german, okay, is now translated into story.english. Story.english. Suddenly for doing this job, that is for converting from English, converting from German to English, you need a translator. You need a translator. What this translator does, he takes the story which is written in German language and is going to translate that into an English language. Okay, this person must know both the languages. This person must know both the languages. Now, once you publish this story in English, whoever wants, let's say in China, people wants to read your story, it is very easy for you to find a person who knows English language as well as Chinese language. Why? Because English is a global language. Similarly, it is easy for people in Russia to read the story because you find person or the people who convert English to Russian language. It is easy. Now, if I compare the same scenario with the Java program, okay, if I compare this, now consider you as the developer who's going to develop your Java program in the .java language, okay, in the .java language. Okay, let's say for example story.java. Okay, then you take the help of this translator and convert this into a global language. That global language comparatively to English, that I call it as here bytecode. Okay, convert this Java language into an intermediate language which is standard language called bytecode, and the extension of the bytecode is, for example, extension of a Java program is .java, extension of the bytecode is story.class. story.class. So extension is .class. Here the extension is .java. Here the extension is .class. So this is the bytecode. Now what happens? You
A
need.
question, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yep.
Shishira.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
So, am I right in my understanding that you just converted just by changing the extension and that's it?
No. I said that here, observe the diagram. I said that there is a
Yeah.
translator here. With the help of the translator, I translate my Java program into bytecode. I'll come to the point of who is this translator, okay? But without this translator, you cannot convert. Am I clear?
Yeah, I thought it's just a matter of putting
No,
the
no,
extension
no.
as .class.
No.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's say convert this Chinese into, consider that Chinese is nothing but Windows, just in comparison, okay? Don't take it very seriously. Okay. This is Windows. In Windows, I need a translator here who translate as like the translator translate from English to Chinese. Here, my translates JVM translates English to the Windows. That is nothing but the .class bytecode to Windows. Similarly, the bytecode is present here. I use another JVM. Let's say assume that this Russian is nothing but the Linux. This is Linux system. Assume that this is Linux system. Okay. So this is the JVM. This is the JVM who converts my bytecode, that is .class file, translates that into a language that Linux can understand. So can I conclude that JVM is specific to the platform? JVM for Linux is different from the JVM of Windows. And please observe, all the JVM understands one common language, that is called the bytecode. Extension of this bytecode is .class. That's why once you write any Java program which is converted into bytecode, you will be able to run it on any platform. That's why two very popular terminologies, Java is platform independent. Second thing, they call Java as write once and run anywhere. They call it as write once and run anywhere. They call it as VORA. That is write once and run anywhere. So if you go in depth, it is not just write once, then create a .class file, then run it anywhere on any of the platform. So the conclusion, if you don't have the JVM on any of the system, then you cannot run your Java programs. Okay, this is one thing. Now let us concentrate more on this guy. I'll use some other colors, good colors. Okay, so what is this person? I said that this person is like a translator who translates German to English. With respect to program, he is the one who translates Java to my bytecode. That is nothing but the .class. Okay, this person is called as compiler. This person is called as compiler, or This is the compiler who converts my Java program to the bytecode. Okay, so where do I find this compiler? Once you install Java into your computer, the Java suddenly comes with the compiler. So this is the compiler who converts your Java program into the bytecode. Next, is it the only job that your compiler does, that is converting Java program to bytecode? Not, of course. It also does one more job. Just observe in the real case. One second. There was a problem with my microphone. I believe now you're able to hear. Able to hear me? There is a problem with my
Yes,
microphone. Yeah, thank you.
I can hear you.
Okay. See, consider this story case. I have written the story here assume that I have written the story on the white paper. Do you directly publish this to people? Just whatever you have written? Your story definitely must be verified by someone. Definitely your story must be verified by someone for correctness. You never know whatever the story which you have written, whether you are following all the grammar standards or not. You never know whether you are following all the writing standards or not. Your story would have, you may not be using some good language here, right? So that's why first thing is that whenever you write a story, this story before you publish before you publish this story into people, first you make sure that you meet a person who is an subject expert. For example, if you have written your story in German language, okay, you sit with probably a person who knows in and out of German language. Give your story to this person. He is going to review whether you're following all the proper punctuation, you're following the grammar standards, language standards. So this this story is checked for the standard. What standard? This is checked for the language standard. Once, if it is not with the language, if your story is not following the language standards, then this person say, please correct this. It is not a good word, or this is not the good sentence. Make the proper corrections. This is not the good vocabulary to use it. Make the proper appropriate corrections. So then once he comes with that input saying that change, what you need to do, you need to accommodate those changes. He says that in the page number 10, this first paragraph is not proper. Change that first paragraph, change the sentence, change the words. Once if you see that your your story is proper, then only you publish that to people. You understand? Similarly, exactly the same process works here. Exactly the same process. Okay, once you write a Java program, Java is also a language which is a high level language. Once you write a Java program, you have to check for the correctness of the Java program. There could be possibility that this developer would have made the mistakes in Java program, right? That's why this Java program must be given to a person who knows in and out of Java language standard. Who knows in and out of Java standard, Java language standard. What this person does, this person checks for grammar of your Java program. Okay, checks for the grammar of your Java program. Let's assume that your Java program has got some problems. It is not following the standard. Then this person gives back the input saying that something is not correct. That is called as compilation errors. We call it as compile time errors. I'll write it here. We call it as compilation errors, compilation errors, right? It means to say I have written the program which is not following the Java standards. Just to give you an example of such program, let's say instead of writing the class, I have written dollar. Okay, I have opened the brace, but I'm not closing it. This is considered as a wrong Java program which is not following the Java standard. Okay, this is not following the Java standard. So the compiler gives an error. The compiler gives an error that this program is not proper. Clear? This we call it as compilation errors. Are you clear with this? Now, what you need to do? Now, you need to correct those errors in your Java program. Once again, the corrected version you give it to this person. This person is called as Java compiler. This person is called as Java compiler. Java compiler. And the name of the Java compiler is Java C. Remember, the name of the Java compiler is Java C. This Java compiler Java C is going to check once again whether your program is following all the language standards or not. Which language standard? Java language standard. This time, yes, the program is working fine. If the program is working fine, then this program is converted into bytecode. This program is converted into bytecode, and the extension of the bytecode is the dot class. Extension of the bytecode is the dot class, right? So who is converting my Java program into bytecode? Java compiler. What is the name of the Java compiler? Java C. So Java C is the Java compiler who converts my Java program into an intermediate language called bytecode. Extension of the bytecode is dot class. So it also, before converting, it also checks for the language standards. What language standards? Java language standards. So put together, the conclusion is this. Okay. Once again, I'll write that conclusion. Java compiler called Java C first checks Java program for language standard. Two possibilities. If the program is not proper, then it gives compilation errors. Okay, let's say program is proper, then it converts that into an intermediate language called bytecode. Extension of the bytecode is dot class. Okay, now we understood the process. I write a Java program which is converted into bytecode. Now this bytecode is passed as an input. This bytecode is passed as an input to Windows. In the Windows you have JVM, which converts this bytecode into the language which Windows can understand, and your program works on Windows, and nicely it gives you output. The same way you can run it on Linux, and in the Linux system also it runs perfectly and gives you an output. Okay, so this is the entire story of writing a Java program, compiling the Java program, and running the Java program on the platform. This process of running the Java program on the platform is called execution. Okay, so this is the entire story of a simple writing a Java program, and because of this the Java becomes platform independent. Fine. So now good time to ask questions if you have any. Just take 1 to 2 minutes of time and ask me any questions if you have. No questions?
Not
Either
yet.
either you would have understood properly or you wouldn't have understood anything.
Well, I understood
Okay.
what you told me with good examples. Thank you.
Yeah, Shishira,
Yeah, please.
Nitin here.
Nitin, tell me.
Yeah, it was a really good class, like I got everything what you
Okay.
told. Just one question, if that Java is actually independent, then why are we going for other languages, like other programming languages like C, C++? What do
Okay.
we?
Okay. See,
Just
okay, just to give you more insight, okay, C is
okay.
not a good language for application development. C is a good language for system development. Let's say you are developing a protocol, okay, developing a protocol or system side, basically creating the system side applications. People use C. C++ is a good language for developing embedded based applications. Okay, but
Embedded
Java, yes,
applications.
yes, Java may not be a good choice for embedded applications. If you observe, most of the people don't use Java in case of embedded applications. Okay, so Java is good for developing enterprise applications, mobile based applications. Okay, so it also has some certain drawbacks. Okay, you cannot simply use Java in all the cases.
Okay.
Sorry. So any questions? Any other questions?
And one more question, Ishan.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so when we actually install Java,
Hmm.
like we have JDK and there is another one as well, right?
JVM, JRE.
Yeah, JRE.
Yes.
So when we install both of them, that's when the Java virtual machine comes into play, right? Like
Correct.
all these.
Yes, yes.
Um,
That is my Nitin. That is my next topic. That is, I will teach
okay.
you what is JDK, what is JVM, what is JRE, and how to install. Well, we'll see practically how to install. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's my
great. That'd be
immediate
great.
next topic is that.
Okay, perfect.
Until now, I believe that most of the things are clear for everyone. Yeah. So with this assumption, let me now explain you how to install Java or how to install JVM. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'll erase all the things which I have written in the screen. Just give me 1 minute.
Sure.
Okay, let's start. Now we know how Java works, how to write a simple Java program. Definitely we don't know how to write even the logic as well, but we have just understood how to write a simple Java program. Now, question, I have a Windows system. How do I install JVM? Where do I get the JVM? Right? From the execution perspective, we execute the program on the system. We just right? We just execute the program on the systems like Windows. Just taking an example, okay? Not the great fan of Windows though, but still. Here, let's say I have another system which is Linux. So these are all the platforms. These are all the platforms where I only execute. But do I develop the programs on the same platform? Certainly not. I may use my own system as a developer. Okay. As a developer, I use my system. Okay. And I write my Java program in this system. The program which I have written here, that is nothing but .java. Question is, what do I need to write the Java program? right? Here we know what do we require to run the Java program. We know that JVM is required to run the program. Question, where do I get the JVM? How to install the JVM on Windows? How do I install the JVM on Linux, right? To understand this, we need to know something called JDK. To understand this, we need to know something called JDK. Let me explain what is JDK is. We all know the doctors, when the patient calls the doctor, let's say he is the doctor plus symbol, the doctor comes to diagnose the patient or the patient goes to doctor, both the way. The doctor carry one kit, generally we call it as the first aid kit. This first aid kit of the doctor generally carries let's say some medicine. It also carry, let's say, the bandage. Let's say it carries some cotton, some basic stuffs which is required as the part of first aid process is present in this first aid kit. Okay, just keep this in mind. Another example, let's say you are traveling in car. The car tire got punctured. So now you're going to call the mechanic. The mechanic comes to you. He brings one kit. We call it as toolkit. Generally we call it as toolkit. This toolkit contains some tools like spanner, screwdriver, etc., etc. Right? Similar to that, exactly similar to that, I have something called JDK. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Stands for Java Development Kit. If you closely observe the name, it is a kit. It is a kit which contains all the necessary tools which is used to develop the Java program. Not only the tools to develop, it is also used, it also contains the tools to execute the Java program. So two things. This kit is a Java kit. This contains all the tools which is used to develop the Java program and also to execute the Java program. To execute the Java program, we need JVM, and in the part of development, that is, we have written a Java program called doc.java that is supposed to be converted into bytecode. Bytecode is conversion happens by something called Javac. Just I explained, Javac is nothing but the Java compiler who compiles, and if the program is proper, it creates the bytecode. So the development part contains compiler, the execution part contains JVM. Put together, we call it as JDK. This is option number 1. I hope it is clear. Second, let's say you are a developer who used JDK, developed the Java programs, compiled the Java programs, and successfully you created many programs. Need not to be only one program. A package of programs, a collection of programs you created. All the programs are working fine. Hence your software is also working fine. So which is a working entity? Working entity is called as dot class. That is nothing but bytecode. I'll just write it as BC here. Bytecode. Now when I have this bytecode, right, now you develop this program for your client. Imagine your client is running one shop. Some shop, okay, your client is running some shop. Your program which you developed is supposed to be installed onto a computer in the shop. so that this person, shopkeeper, can use your software. I hope I'm clear here. So consider from the shop perspective, the computer on which your Java software supposed to run, does it need any Java C? Can you please answer for this question? Does
No.
it need the Java C?
No.
Hello?
No. No.
No.
No.
Yes. Why no? Because Java C is required only the part of the development. Once I get the dot class, I don't require Java C, right? I already have the compiled programs which I'm going to carry this onto this computer. In this system, I need JVM. I need JVM so that this compiled Java program or the collection of compiled Java programs or the collection of bytecode I can run on this computer or I can run on this system. Hence, I need only JVM to run. That's the reason in this situation, okay, I don't install JDK on this computer. That is on my client's computer. I don't install JDK. Instead, I install something called JRE. JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. Just right here, Java Runtime Environment. Okay, this JRE internally has got JVM. So please remember this. For execution of a Java application, you don't need JDK. You just need JRE. JRE internally contains JVM. Okay, but from the development perspective here, I want to develop the application. Also for me, once I develop, I need to really run and check whether it is working perfectly or not. For that purpose, I need JVM as well as Java C. So put together, this is called JDK. JDK is required for developers to develop and run the programs, but JRE is required for the end user only to run the programs. For example, if you want to run the program on mobile, mobile must have JRE. Mobile must have JRE so that this JRE internally contains JVM. One of my friend who was working for Daimler Chrysler company, now it is renamed into Mercedes-Benz in India. Okay, he was the software developer. They used to develop the application using Java, which runs on all high-end cars, So it means to say this car must have the JRE. This car must have JRE. Otherwise, your application developed in Java cannot run on this car. So for example, you want to control the temperature inside the car. You may be having automatic temperature control. That automatic temperature control code would have been written on Java. Now you want to, let's say you want to find out the condition of an engine. So here there may be program which is running on the JRE of this car which checks the health of the car. For doing all these things you need JRE. So remember, JRE is a runtime environment which internally contains JVM. JDK is a development environment. That's why they call JD. D stands for development kit. For a development purpose it is required. Okay. So any doubts till now? Any doubts?
Yeah, Shishira, Nitin here.
Nitin, please tell me.
Yeah, so JVM comes both with the JDK and JRE, right?
Yes, exactly.
And the JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine, so something like it's running on top of a host. That's the reason that virtual machine name comes in, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. And one more thing, Nitin. We don't install JDK and JRE separately on the same system. It is not required. Okay, because JDK internally contains JRE. Please observe in the diagram. Okay, JDK internally contains the JRE. JRE internally contains JVM. So if you had, yes, if you had installed JDK onto your system, indirectly you had installed JRE and JVM. Hence you need not to separately install JRE. Are you clear?
Okay, so it comes as a whole package.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that on client side you just have to install JRE. So I
Yes.
think it is possible to install JRE on its own, isn't it?
Yes,
that contains
definitely
JVM.
yes. You can have only JRE. You can download separately, which I'm going to show or demonstrate in another 1 minute. Okay. Separately, you can download JRE and install, or you can install JDK. You can download JDK and install. Typically, on the client side, we install only JRE. We don't install JDK. Okay. I think someone has. 1 second. I'm just observing the chat window. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. I'll have water and come back. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Now let us see how to install JDK and how to compile the Java program. Okay. We have already seen how to write the Java program. This is my the most simplest possible Java program which I have written. Okay. Let it be here. First, let us see how to install JDK, and then we will understand how to compile the Java program and how to create the bytecode, and then we will see how to execute the Java program. Okay. Yeah. Now you can go to Google, download JDK. Just say download JDK in Google. You just get the first link, open the first link. Okay. Java Standard Edition. Java Standard Edition. See here, I would like to add one more point. Java comes with 3 versions in fact. Okay. One is called Java Standard Edition. Okay. One is called Java Standard Edition. Second one called Enterprise Edition. Third one is called Micro Edition. I'll repeat: Standard Edition, Enterprise Edition, Micro Edition. So this Micro Edition is used to develop the Java application which can run on micro devices like your tablet, like your mobile. Okay. which can run on other Palm devices and all. Nowadays not much used because of Android and iOS, not much used. What is this standard edition? Standard edition is used to develop standalone application. Standalone application. When I say standalone application, the application which does not run on the web, which you install onto your computer, and use, those kind of applications are called as standalone application. For example, your calculator, MP3 player, game. What do? You install the game, play the game. You install the calculator, use the calculator. You install and just start using it. You need not to have any internet connection. You need not to access it through browser or anything. Such applications are called as standalone application. Okay. So SE stands for standard edition. Okay. Next version, EE, stands for enterprise edition. This Java enterprise edition is used to develop the Java application which runs on the server, and can be accessed by public over the internet and the browser. For example, simple example, you access a website. Website may be developed by using Java EE. This is typically or very popularly called as J2 EE. The 2 is just a version. Java 2 Enterprise Edition. Now different versions has come. So, but it is very popularly known as Java EE. That is J2 EE. So J2 EE, the Enterprise Edition, is used to develop the Java application which runs on server and which can be accessed by the clients over the web using the browser. So to develop, in simple words, to develop web application, we use EE, that is J2EE. Hence, as the part of our course, we will not be covering this Enterprise Edition because it is purely web application development, which we are not going to concentrate. We are going to concentrate only on Java SE, that is Java Standard Edition, to develop standalone application. Now here,
I have a question, Shishir. Sorry to interrupt.
can I interpret your question? Hello? Can I guess your question?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Maybe you're asking, we use Java to develop in Selenium, and Selenium works on the web. So how does it work? Is it the question?
Yes, that's my question. So you've been asked this question 100 times, I guess.
Honestly speaking, no, because I'm purely a Java guy and I take the classes for Java and the developments, not for Selenium people, but just I guessed it.
Probably people who are from testing background, they this is the first question that'll come to their mind because obviously you'll be
true.
Okay. Anyway,
yeah, let me try to answer this. Okay. I'll erase first all these things. Here someone has asked the question in the chat window. Let me see. Oh, okay. Toyn, I'll answer your question in a little while. Yeah, first I'll answer Yadvinder's question, then I'll come back to your question. See, try to understand this. In Selenium, what happens? In Selenium, what happens is this. Let's say you write an automation code. This automation code runs on browser. Or before I explain this, I'll explain the another version. with the other example I'll explain. Let's say I want to develop an application. Which runs on my server or program, Java application or Java program or Java software which runs on the server and can be accessed by people. I call them as clients. Over the web. It means to say they install a browser, access this application using www.something.com. Okay. Here, very important. When I develop this application, which basically runs on this server, I use two things. First thing, Java Standard Edition. I'm emphasizing once again, I use Java Standard Edition. This Java Standard Edition is typically called as Core Java. I'll repeat, most popularly, people call it as, it's a jargon that people call it as Core Java. Actually, Core Java is nothing but the Java Standard Edition. Please observe, I'm using Java Standard Edition, though it runs on server and though the entire thing is a web application, still I use Standard Edition. Plus, to get the extra capabilities or to get extra features, like for example web securities, for example to create a dynamic pages, to create the pages, to implement securities, I use something called J2EE. Clear? So having said that, a web application is developed by using Standard Edition plus J2EE, that is Enterprise Edition. So indirect meaning is that there is no rule that in the web application you cannot use Java, or in the other way, Java is also used in web application. Okay, now coming back to Selenium. In Selenium what happens is, I use some different colors here. I use this color. Okay, in Selenium what happens is, we develop the application and definitely this application runs on the web because Selenium is designed to test the web application, correct? So in Selenium also we use Java, that's what you are learning, but you will not use J2EE because you are not going to leverage any features of J2EE. Instead of this you use Selenium. Okay, Edvinder, I hope I answered your question now.
Very well defined. Thank you. It's all clear now.
Okay, thank you. Now, Toyin has asked a question here. The question is, can you please expatiate more on micro edition? Okay, I will try. Though I'm not J2ME expert, but I'll just try to explain you. Just now I explained a J2EE, that is a web application. In a same way, let's say I want to develop an application, which application means a software which is a collection of so many programs, and I want to run on micro devices. When I say micro devices, it can be a mobile, which is a micro device, which can be a watch, hand wrist watch. It can be a small palm device. Basically they're all called as micro devices. Okay, to develop these micro devices, I need to have two things. One is Java SE, that is standard edition, which is also called as core Java, which we are learning now. Plus you need other features. You need other features to explicitly deal with this micro devices. This micro device may have some chip. I need something which, some features which can easily communicate to this microchip here, or any other devices which are present here inside this micro device. For leveraging that, I use the features, and these ready-made features are provided by J2ME. That is nothing but micro edition. Okay, in the previous version, in the web application, I used core Java, that is Java SE, plus the J2EE for developing web application. But here, these are all not web application. These are all micro device based application. And to develop this, I need certain features, and those features are given as the part of J2ME. ME stands for micro edition. Okay, and here also notice that I'm using the core Java or the Java SE. Okay, but what happened is reality that since these days Android is given as a separate platform, iOS is given as a separate platform, people don't use this much. Earlier to Android, J2ME was very powerful or very popular. Since Android came into picture, nowadays people don't use much of J2ME. I think I tried my best
Yeah,
to explain
thank
you. Yeah, okay.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So we shall continue on seeing how to install JDK now. Okay. See, just go to Google, just type download JDK, you get links. Just click on the first link, you get this. It is Oracle site. Okay. Though Java is developed by Sun Microsystem, later Sun Microsystem is taken over by Oracle. Now it is called Oracle Java. Earlier it was called as Sun Microsystem Java or Sun Java. Now it is called as Oracle Java. Okay. Now it redirects us to Oracle website. Here if you observe, you get all these things. JDK, download JDK, download JRE. Please observe, I already in the part of the discussion just few minutes back, I said that you can, if you want, you can install JDK to develop the Java programs and to run the Java programs, and you can separately install download JRE, and you can only run the JRE. In the JRE you can only run the Java applications, but you cannot develop the Java applications. Okay, so for us we need JDK because we are interested in developing the Java programs as well as running Java programs. So but for clients they need only JRE to run the Java applications. Okay, now JDK comes with different versions. JDK comes with different versions. The first version of the recent version of JDK is JDK 8. JDK 8. Okay, even if you want you can use JDK 7.x or you can use 8.x, 7.x. They're all very stable version. You can use any of the one of your choice. You can use either 8.x or you can use 7.x, but don't use the 5.x and the lesser version of 5.x. Don't use the lesser version of 5.x. For example, it is called JDK 1.4. This is called JDK 1.5. This is called JDK 1.8, but popularly called as 8. JDK 1.7, popularly called as 7. Okay, 7 is nothing but 1.7, 8 is nothing but 1.8. Similarly, 5 is nothing but 1.5, 4 is nothing but 1.4. Okay, don't use the JDK 1.4. It is the pretty older version. Don't use 5, 6 also. The best versions to use is either use JDK 7 or JDK 8. You don't find that great differences between these two. Okay, anyhow, let us, since the latest version, a stable version is available, let us install the latest stable version onto our system. Unfortunately, in this system JDK is already installed, but anyhow I will show you how to install the JDK. Observe here, this is Java Standard Edition, the 8th version. If you want 7 version, you can use Java 7 version. Okay, we can use Java 7 version. But here, let us download the latest version, that is 8th version. Just click on download. Okay. Now, do you remember just few minutes back, I was mentioning that JDK internally comes with JRE. JRE, okay, someone is, okay. Mahbub is asking the question, what is NetBeans? One second. What is NetBeans? See, NetBeans is an IDE which can be used for faster development of Java applications as like Eclipse. If you are already familiar with what is IDE, then you will understand what is NetBeans. NetBeans is an IDE. If you are not familiar with IDE, in another 4 days I'll be introducing IDE, but we will not use NetBeans. We will use a powerful IDE called Eclipse, which is better than NetBeans. But NetBeans is an IDE. If you want, you can download that IDE here, which also comes with, it's a package. You can download Java as well as NetBeans together. Okay, but in my case I don't use NetBeans because I'm using some powerful, the better option than the NetBeans. I think I answered. Yeah, okay. Let us continue. I was explaining you that the JDK comes with JRE, JRE comes with JVM, and JVM is specific to the platform. JVM for Windows is different, JVM for Linux is different. Hence, while downloading the JDK, it asks whether you want for Linux, whether you want for Solaris, whether you want for Mac, whether you want for Windows. Okay, now in my case I'm using Windows system. Okay, observe, I'm using Windows system, and in the Windows I'm using 64-bit operating system. I'm using Windows 64-bit operating system. Hence I need to download the Windows 64-bit operating system edition. So this is JDK 8 version for Windows 64-bit operating system. Just click on this. Sorry, you must accept the license. Okay, let me accept the license here. Click on this. Yes, save it. Wherever you want, you please save this. I'm saving this in the download section. Okay, just click on save. It will be saved. But now I don't save because I already downloaded. Observe here. Can you see here? JDK 8 for 64 version. Since I already have it, there is no point in me downloading once again. Okay. Once you download this, it is very simple. It is straightforward steps. Once you download JDK, you just have to double click on this. In my system, JDK is already installed, hence it may interrupt me in between. The installation is pretty simple. It is just we have to keep clicking on next. That's all, nothing else. Installation steps are very easy, straightforward, and it is self-explanatory. You just have to click on this. Click on next. See, please observe here. There are two options you can see here. One is called development tools. Another one is called source code. One is called development tools. Another one is called source code. Let me just explain you what is this source code. You may be already knowing that Java is open source. Java is open source. Having said that, open source, first thing, it is free to use. Second thing, they have developed the Java, that code, the Java internal source code itself is free. Java internal source code itself is free. You can download the source code of Java, you can convert that into, you can modify that code based on your need. I have some specific need in my project. I can download the source code of Java, I can modify, I can change, but you should be careful. You cannot use it for commercial purpose. You cannot use it for commercial purpose. Okay, so once again some question here. Once again.
I'm getting 3 options, by the way.
Yes, you get 3 options. What is the third option?
Public JRE.
What is that?
Public JRE.
Okay, because in my case JDK is already installed. Please observe, I said that I already installed. On the available installation, I'm trying to install once again. That's why it is not showing 3 options for me. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So what you need to install is, if you want, you can install the source code, or if you want, you can install the development tools. Am I clear? So you can select here change, and you can select to wherever the location in your hard disk of your choice. Okay, you can select the location, or else it is going to be installed into the default location. Click on next. Okay, here there's a question from Toyin that what is the meaning of commercial purpose? What is the meaning of commercial purpose? Just now I said that you can download the open Java because it is open source. You can change the, modify the source code of it, but you cannot use it for commercial purpose. When I say commercial purpose, let's say tomorrow after downloading, I give some new features. I can release it as my own JDK and I can start selling it. Then what is the point in that? Could have been done by Oracle or Sun Microsystem itself. So that I cannot do it. Okay, I think I answered, Toyin. Okay. Okay, that is the meaning of open source. Clear? Now it is giving me a message, Java Standard Edition update is successfully installed. It is, please observe here, it is giving me a message called as update. Why it is giving me a message called update? Because I already installed it as now, which is the another version which I have installed. So hence only the updates are installed, not the complete JDK, because most of the JDK was earlier installed. Now I just have to, since I have installed on top of it the existing version, it has only installed the updates. Okay, in your case it will just show successfully installed. Okay, just click on close. Just click on close. Okay, just click on close. Now JDK is installed. Where exactly JDK is installed? See program files, Java JDK, Java JDK. Okay, inside JDK, please observe, you find something called JRE. JRE. Can you see something called bin here? Binaries. Yeah. When you click on binaries, you see Java C here. Wait 1 second. I mark and demonstrate that to you guys. Okay, please observe here. Can you see Java C? This is called Java compiler, which I was explaining it to you. Java C stands for Java compiler. This is the one which converts your Java code into intermediate code called bytecode. Okay, so this Java C is present in I'm using some tools here. This tool is giving me some problem while using. Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
please go back and I need to, okay, it's in bin, Java, JDK.
Okay,
Right.
fine. See, I'll just show you. Go to C drive, program files, Java. Here you see JDK. JDK. Inside the JDK, you find something called bin. Inside the bin, you see Java C. Able to see in your case?
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is the one which is responsible for conversion, converting the Java program into the bytecode. Okay. Now, after installing this JDK, everyone please understand, after installing this JDK, it's not yet over. You will not be able to write the Java program and execute. We need to set something called environment variable. We need to set something called environment variable. It's very important. Some people also call it as setting the path. Jargon, technical jargon they use. It is called setting the path. That is, just let me explain with the diagram. Let's say I have a system. In the system, I installed Java. That is nothing but JDK. I installed JDK in the system. Okay, one second. I installed JDK. Okay. Once I install JDK, I need to set the path, or I need to set the environment variables. Many of the people don't know, even many of the people who are having 15 years, 20 years of experience, they may not be knowing why to set the environment variables. They know that, yes, after installation, we need to set the environment variables or the path, but they may not be knowing why to set the path. Let me explain you. See, there are some of the softwares which need Java to work with. I'll repeat once again. There are some of the softwares which need Java to work with. It means to say, for example, just for example, let's say I install Hadoop. I install Hadoop. Don't worry about what is Hadoop. Think that it is another framework or software. I install Hadoop on this system. If you want your Hadoop to work, the Hadoop needs to know, or Hadoop internally uses Java. Okay. Another example. I install Selenium, or I have to write the program on Selenium. Assume that you can even write it on by using Python as well. If you are interested to work with Selenium with Java, certainly you need Java. Let's say there is a server. Apache Tomcat is the server. If I want to work with this Apache Tomcat server, it does not work if your JDK is not present. So this Tomcat server needs JDK or Java. Okay. So put together, I can say these are all the external applications. These are all the external applications needs Java in your system. And in this process, how Hadoop or Selenium or Apache Tomcat knows that where JDK is installed. You would have installed JDK in C program files, D program files, E drive, or maybe in some other locations of your computer. Hadoop cannot guess that JDK is present here. Selenium cannot guess that JDK is present here. Apache cannot guess that JDK is present in some location. That's why what do we do is we have a notice board concept. In my system, I keep one notice board. Once you install JDK onto your system, the path of that JDK, for example, in our case, what is the path? What is the path of JDK? This is the path of JDK. As the path of this JDK, C program files Java JDK, this path must be registered, or must be this path, okay, this path must be registered in the notice board, okay, so that once you install Selenium or once you install any other external applications or softwares, for example Apache Tomcat. Now Apache Tomcat cannot guess where the Java is present. That's why it goes to this notice board and identifies, okay, the JDK or the Java is present in C program files Java JDK, okay, in this location. It goes to that particular location and identifies JDK and makes the use of JDK. Clear? That's why setting the path is very, very important. Am I clear?
I'm clear.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Clear? Now let us see what is the process of setting the path, or how to set the path. Okay, there are two paths that we need to set. One is called Java underscore home. Another one is called path. So there are two environment variables that we need to set. The first one is called as the Java home, and the second one is called as the path. Let me explain you what is the meaning of this Java home. Think about it. There is one city, let's say London. In this city, there may be a lot of areas. In the area, let's say there are a lot of divisions and cross. Here one road, here one road, here one road. This area, maybe let's say this is some area, and I am not much familiar with areas of London. Okay, if you can give me some area names in London, I can use it. Okay, Greenwich. Okay. Okay. Ilford. Thank you. Okay. Imagine these are all the two areas. Now you travel to, let's say, India. Just you came to visit the places in India. In India, a person asks you that you are from which place. If you say I'm from Ilford, 4th Cross, probably they may not understand. Correct? Instead, if you say I'm from London, they will understand. In the same way, in India also there are a lot of places. For example, there is a very popular area called MG Road in Bangalore. There's another area called Brigade Road. Let's say an Indian has come to London to visit London. The friend of his asks, you're from which place? He instead says, I'm from Bangalore or I'm from India. If he says I'm from Brigade Road, probably this person may not understand. So that is, we call it as hometown. Similarly, please observe this folder structure. The Java is installed in C program files Java JDK folder. This is the home place of Java. Within this home place of Java, treat this as like a London. Treat it like London, okay? I'll erase all these things. Wait. Treat it like London. That is home place. Okay, inside London you have lot of areas. Similarly, inside Java you have bin, GRE, lib stands for library. There are a lot of internal things are present. Okay, so setting the home place of Java is very important. This is how we set the home place of Java, that is Java underscore home. You need to give the home place of Java. Okay, similar to this path. In the path we need to give the path of this Java C and all other binaries. There are all other binaries which have its own users. Let us see all Java P, Java H and all in future classes. Okay, this is also important. This must be set. Okay, this copy this location. You need to set it as the path. So remember, there are two environment variables that you need to set. The first one is called Java home. The first one is called as the Java home. Second one is called as the path. Okay. Next question, where to set these two path or these two environment variables? Just go to this My Computer on your computer. Right click on the My Computer. I'll go with slow pace. Click on Properties. My Computer. Click on Properties. Click on Advanced System Settings. You find a tab called Advanced tab. In that you see something called Environment Variables. Environment Variables. I'll repeat once again. Right click on My Computer, Properties, go to Advanced System Settings, something called Environment Variables. In the Advanced tab you get something called Environment Variables. Click on that. Click on that. Okay. Once you click on this, you see two things. One is called user variable. Another one is called system variable. I'll repeat, user variable. Another one is called system variable. I use this tool to represent. One is called user variable. Another one is called system variable. We need to clearly understand what is the difference between user variable and system variable. In a computer, in any computer, okay, a possibility that in any computer I may have only one user or I may have multiple users, correct, right? In my computer, the one which I'm using here for my training, it has three users. One is the trainer, another one is an admin, another one is the guest. So there can be possibility of multiple users. Okay. Now, if you set here, if you set user variable, the path, if you set the path under user variable, then that JDK path is available only for that user. See, observe here, I logged in as WebEx user. If someone else logs into the same system, then they will not be able to access this. That's why it's always better to set the path in system variable. When I say system variable, it is applicable for the system, that is for the entire computer it is applicable. In this case, it does not even care who has logged into the system. Whether you can log in as an admin, it is available. Whether you log in as a guest, it is available. You understand now? That's why it's better to set in the system variable. But here few people have set this in. I delete this. Okay now? So any doubts until now?
Clear.
Okay, fine. So let me set the path. As like I said, it is better to set in system. Okay. Mahbub not. It's not clear for you, Mahbub? Okay, once again I'll try to explain you. Okay. See, in any computer, a possibility that multiple users may be present. In your system also, maybe you are the only user in your system possibilities because it may be your personal computer. Let's say in my computer, I have 3 users. One is admin user, another one is guest, another one is WebEx. WebEx means here trainer. If trainer wants to use the system, he logs into the system as a trainer. If admin wants to use the system, he logs into the system as an admin. If the guest wants to use the system, he logs in as a guest. So 3 different users are there for every system. All the 3 users may have their own username as well as the password. Okay. Now, if you consider this, here you have 2 users. One is user variable, system variable. If you set the path, what are the 2 paths? Java home and path. If you set these 2 in the user variable, then it is applicable or the Java will be available only for that user. Rather, if you set that as in system variable, then the Java is applicable for the system and not for any particular user. Or indirectly, if you set it into system variable, whoever logs into the system, Java will be available for them. It does not care whether you are an admin, guest or trainer, whatever it is. So that's why I said it's always a good practice to set the path in the system variable so that it is applicable for the entire computer or for the entire system. Now is it clear for you? Okay, welcome. Now let us see how to set these 2 paths. First click on new. Under the system variable, click on new. Type Java underscore home. Java underscore home. What is the path of Java underscore home? Where is the path? Go to C drive, program files, Java, JDK, under JD, this is the path. 1.8, just copy this location, paste it. Copy the location, paste it. This is the home place of Java. Click on OK. Click on OK. So Java home must be set by clicking on new. Okay. Now, in case of path, I cannot click on new and select the path. Why? Because please observe the path is already present here. The path is already present. This existing path has the path of Java. In my case, since Java is installed, it is fine. Okay. This path has different path of different software. For example, I had installed server. It has got the server path. I installed database. It has got the database path. So all the, see, in my case, please observe, Oracle path is already there because Oracle is installed onto this computer. If I have installed some other server, that path will also be there. That's why don't create a new path. Take the existing path. Separate the existing path by using semicolon dot semicolon. So this is, all these are existing path. Separate that by semicolon dot semicolon. Then go to the bin. The path must be till bin. Observe this, I have already given. It is till bin. This is till bin. Okay, but in the home it is not till bin. It is the bin. It is like the area inside the London. Okay. So now copy this path and paste it. paste it. So existing path, and this is the new path which you are setting. This was the existing path. Existing path and the new path are separated by semicolon dot semicolon. In fact, semicolon is enough. Semicolon is enough. I am giving double security. I want to be more conscious. That's why I give semicolon dot semicolon. It is like you wearing the helmet inside the car. Okay, I want to be more secured. Okay, so I give semicolon dot semicolon and then path. Click on OK. Click on OK. Click on OK. So first step was to install the JDK. Second step was to set the environment variables or the path. Okay, now let us see whether it is installed successfully or not. How to check whether JDK is installed properly or not? Go to run command. Okay, go to run command. Windows R is the shortcut for run command. Windows R is the shortcut for run command. Type CMD, stands for command prompt. Click on OK. I get this command prompt. Check Java C. Type Java C, stands for Java compiler. Hit enter. You should be able to see all these messages. Okay, if you getting an error saying that Java C is not recognized as an internal or external command, then think that either JDK is not installed properly or path is not set properly. I'll repeat. When you open this command prompt and type Java C and hit enter, you should be able to see all these possible options. Okay, if you are not getting these options and if you are getting some error, then think that either JDK is not installed properly or path is not set properly. These are all the only two possible reasons. But in my case, JDK is installed properly as well as path is also set properly. So when I hit the Java C command, I'm getting all the options. You can also check the versions of Java that you installed by typing Java space hyphen version. Java space hyphen version. Hit enter. It gives which version? 1.8. 1.8 is also called as Java 8. Okay, so it is successfully installed. Are you clear with this, everyone?
I'm clear.
Anyone else has any question? Shweta, yes. Okay, Mahbub, yes. Okay, good. Thank you. So now today what we understood what is platform, because I'm going to give you the, see guys, if possible I'll give you some important points. I'm going to make all the important points. I'll send it as an email to you guys. Okay, which I have not made it, but I'm going to make or prepare the points and I'll mail you. Okay, but as of
Thank
now,
you. That'll be very helpful.
yeah, definitely, yes, we'll do that. So to recap whatever we have understood in today's class, first we started with understanding what is platform. It's a combination of processor plus the operating system. So Java is a platform. In Java we have three things. One is JVM, which works like a virtual machine, and it is second one, it is a programming language. Third, it is an API. So let's not worry about what is API right now. So we have understood what is programming language. A programming language is a language, high-level language used by programmer or developer to develop the software. So Java is one of the such programming language. But Java is also a platform. In what way it is considered as a platform? Keeping JVM in mind, you can consider it as a platform. Okay, JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine, which is specific to or particular to the platform. JVM for Windows is different from JVM for Linux. Okay, JVM comes as the part of JRE, stands for Java Runtime Environment. Okay, you can install JRE separately. JRE helps you to run the Java application, but using JRE we cannot develop the Java application. So if you want to develop the Java application, I need JDK, Java Development Kit. JDK internally contains Java compiler, other libraries, Java APIs, plus also JRE. So everything is bundled inside this kit, hence we call it as JDK. Java is open source, source is also available, software is also available, freely you can use it. Then installation of JDK is pretty simple. You can download JDK and install. After installing the JDK, you have to set the path. So setting the path is two steps, that is environment variables, two environment variables. One is called Java home, another one is called path. Okay, so writing a Java program is a simple process. Write a class Java, write a class with an extension called .java. Write a class is Java is case sensitive, it is all lowercase, class name, open brace, close brace. This highlighted red is called as the scope of the class. So this is how we write the class. Once we write the class, you have to save the file with the extension .java. Now next thing what we need to really understand is how to compile the Java program and how to generate the bytecode. Okay, how to generate the bytecode. I think that we can take it up in the next class because it's already too much for us. Yes, each lecture you will get the video. We are going to upload this lecture or the recorded session on our LMS system, learning management system, where you will not be able to download it, but you will be able to view or watch the video. Okay?
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. So I think enough for today. In the next class, we will see how to write multiple Java programs, how to compile them, how to execute, and other stuffs. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You can communicate to me through email. I'll give my email address to you guys. Okay?
Okay.
Please mute your microphone, please. My email address is this. I'll just share my Gmail address. .com. I have the website. As well, but please communicate to me through email. Okay, any questions you can ask me. I'll try to answer your question by end of the day, and on a regular basis after the class, that is now, I can spend 10 to 15 minutes with you guys. If someone wants to ask the questions individually, you can ask after the class, after this session gets over. If anyone wants to ask the question, they can be the part of this session. They can ask me the question personally. Okay, I can spend 15 minutes with you guys, and over the period of time I'll be giving lot of programs, materials, questions and the points that has to be added to the resume, how you are supposed to answer in the interview, how the each concept of Java is related to the Selenium. So all the questions, all these things we are going to see in our future classes. So I assume that you like the classes. Okay, you are most welcome to give me the feedback. If you didn't like the class, you can please write me the feedback. Okay, any feedback, I honestly accept it and I try to improve upon that. Okay, thank you very much. We'll have session on next Saturday 10 o'clock, one day before.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I will ask you afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, no problem. So I'm done. So people can, if you don't have any questions, you can quit the session, but I will be live in the session to answer the people.
Shishira?
Yeah, please.
Shweta here.
Tell me, Shweta.
Where is the recorded session available? Or
I have to upload it probably in one day. I'm going to upload this session. Okay.
okay.
It is, as of now, it is not yet uploaded because still it is recorded. The session is getting recorded. Okay.
Okay.
So Monday I'll upload this session and then we will share that URL with you guys. Okay.
Okay, fine. Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah, Shishida,
Yeah,
Nitin here.
Nitin, tell me.
Is it fine if I stay back and hear what others' doubts is? Is it fine or?
No, I don't mind. I don't mind. It's
Okay.
like, you know, it's like others should feel comfortable. That's it.
Are they comfortable? I think who had the question?
I have a question. It could be, it might sound a bit stupid, but and related to the next session probably.
Yeah.
My question is more. Oh damn. Sort of, right. Okay. It's more about the class, right? We you know, I've come across this word class, you know, in different programming languages. So it's not a question for this particular session, but what I would like to find out is, obviously the first question is what is a class, right? And I know over the period in my entire testing career, I have actually come across this particular keyword, right? And obviously there were other things defined within. But what exactly it is and why do we use a class? You know, that would be my question, which I would like some clarification on, and I'm not sure. And also, if you could, you know, send me a link or something, or in the email about. I mean, if you can read it prior to the next session, that'll be great.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Let me answer one after the other. Okay, Edvinder.
Well, you can do it next week. It's up to you. I mean, I'm more than happy to hear it now, but I don't want to waste your time. But obviously, because you're going to have a session on these classes later on, my point is that this is something I'm not very clear on.
See, now what I'm little bit concerned is I can explain you what is class, but I want to explain you in a better way by taking more time. Okay. Now
No, that's fine. That's why I'm not asking you to do it right now.
Now if I explain you now, I can explain you probably for a few minutes that you feel like that is not enough. But just to give you, or just for your curiosity, a class is like a template or the master plan. Simple example, you want to construct house in London, okay? Or let's say in any area you want to construct the house. Can I say the house is a physical entity that you want to construct, right? So before you construct that physical entity called house, you need to plan for that. So what do? You go to an architect or a civil engineer. So you discuss with him, you express your ideas saying that I need, you know, the ample space and good lighting. I need 4 bedrooms. Okay, I need car parking, swimming pool. You give all your specification to that civil engineer or probably for that architect. Now first architect has to come up with a plan. I think you would have experienced or you would have seen this, right? So yes. The architect comes with a plan. That plan is given to the workers so that the workers are going to construct the physical house out of that plan, right? So that plan, which is a logical entity, is called as a class. And now you are going to write the programs by using that class, by creating the object. So whatever it is present inside the class, you are going to leverage that class by creating by giving the physical existence into it. Okay. Yeah, this is at the high level what is class. Okay, but I can definitely explain you in a very better way once I get time.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm very happy with your examples. I think it'll make more sense and it'll be more clear, you know, in the session.
Okay. I'd like to give one more example I'd like to add for this.
Okay.
Let's say if you have visited any car manufacturing company, I don't know. Okay, if you had visited, these days in most of the car manufacturing company, they use robots. Okay, for these robots, what do? They use big machineries along with the robots, and the people, the designers, the mechanical designers, they design the car, engineer the car. This engineering, this plan or this idea, they engineer this idea and they create some you know, some kind of design, and this design is passed as an input to this robot, so that robot is going to work according to the plan which is fed, okay, and it is going to develop the car, or it is going to manufacture the car. So the manufactured car is a physical entity. The past input is like a logical entity. That input is called as a class, and whatever the machine creates, that is called as an object. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. My understanding was, you have like if you're working, if your program talks about say cars, right? Then
Yep.
obviously we have a class called cars, right? And
Correct.
within that class, you'll have different types of cars. Could
Correct.
be, Mercedes, Benz, BMW, or whatever, right?
Okay.
And
Correct.
if you have bikes, you have
Yeah.
another class called bikes. So if the program is doing some logical thing to a particular type of vehicle, for example, bikes, so it'll go into the bikes class and look for that particular object in there. Am I right in this?
100% correct. But
Okay.
think in this way. You are interested in the physical bike, not in that class. But the
Yes.
class is
Which
the,
is an object, isn't it?
yes, you create a bike physical object from that class.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm getting a sense of it, but obviously let me not waste your time at this
No,
time
certainly
this
not.
stage, but we'll catch up next time.
Yes.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
today.
Yeah. Nice time. Have a nice time. Bye.
And you.
Right. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, excuse me. I do have a question. I wanted to ask about Selenium
Okay.
because I'm basically new to testing and I've been like interested in it for some time now. But thank God I found this opportunity. A cousin of mine sent me a link from London.
Yeah.
I'm currently in the Philippines.
Okay.
So my plan is to learn automation testing. I'm a student of computer science,
Okay.
master's.
May
So
I
my
know
plan is to learn.
may I know your name, please?
My name is Mayowa, but you can call
Okay.
me Mayo.
Okay. Mayo. Okay. Please
So
continue.
the plan is to learn automation testing and like at least have a lot of experience with this, be able to test mobile applications and web applications.
Okay.
So what I want to ask is, what is your main focus of Selenium on this course? Is it going to be testing web applications, or is it going to be testing just mobile, or what is it going to be testing? Is it going to be testing standalone apps that are meant to be installed on the computer, or what?
Okay. Fine. Let me give you the complete context of the course. Okay. First thing, the main context or the main reason of this course is to teach Selenium to test the web applications, but not on mobile applications and standalone applications. Am I clear?
Okay,
Yeah.
I actually found the course online on Appium.
APM. Yes.
Appium is also built on Selenium, I think.
Correct. APM
So,
is used to automate the mobile applications. Okay. So
okay, so if I
even
know Selenium, can I use Appium?
yes, definitely yes. Definitely yes. And if you know Selenium, APM becomes very easy for you. Very easy. Probably a week of time you can learn APM. There is a person called
Okay,
Banu Prakash, who is another trainer, okay, who is in
okay.
our team. Yesterday he was the part of the discussion, in fact. So after my Java classes, he's going to take Selenium classes, and definitely he's the one who can help you out even in APM as well. If you are ready.
What is the benefit of doing this course for free for us learners? Do you at the end of the day try to help us get a job and then put us on a contract
Yes.
basis, or what is?
Were you be the part of the yesterday's discussion by chance?
Yeah, I was there. I was
Okay,
included
fine.
yesterday.
Yes. I clearly said the bottom line, the concept of this free training is this. See, we are new to Europe, okay, but we are
Okay,
one of the leading organization in India. Okay, now
okay,
we are establishing our offices in our organization in different parts of Europe, especially Poland, Germany, and plans of Spain and France as well. Currently we do have the office in London and Ireland. Okay, so now to meet
Okay.
we are getting huge requirements from the customers, and to meet their customers we need to have people with the skilled people.
Okay.
Okay, we call it a skill pool. Okay, so getting the skill pool is not that easy. You get a people who are experienced but may not be experienced in everything. Let's say
True.
I get a requirement from my customer saying that good in automation testing but having an exposure to big data Hadoop. Example I'm just giving you for an instance. Okay, so in that case
Yeah, yeah, I get
I,
it.
I can train my people. Let's say now I'm training some people, let's say 15 people. Over the period of time I'll have 100 to 200 people. Okay, then when I teach them even the big data, let's say I teach them big data for a week, Hadoop for a week, and I'll prepare them, then I can give them an opportunity to work on that platform. Correct? So it is like I'm creating a virtual pool as of now, skill pool.
Okay.
Okay, this is the indirect benefit for us. And
I
moving,
saw I saw that I saw that written on your website. Like,
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
course, don't give me fish. Teach me how to fish so that I don't get to ask you all the time. So it's a perfect thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Actually, here too, I organize some classes. I teach people like a little bit of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I've been doing that for some time now.
Okay,
I just
okay.
do it for free.
Okay.
But I get this idea that people here still don't appreciate what we try to do for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my own world, I try to preach the gospel according to programming. Like, this is good, you have to do this, you can avoid it, it's the future, and so on. So
Mm-hmm.
finding that there is someone online who is ready to do the
Yeah,
same for me, it
yeah.
entices me, and I'm glad to have this opportunity.
Okay.
But please,
Thank you
my
very much.
last question is,
Yes.
would I be able to get a job, like staying here in the Philippines, would I be able to get a job like say in London or say in America or somewhere around Europe? Is
Uh,
it possible or do I have
do,
to be physically present?
no, do you have the work permit in London?
No,
No,
but I guess I can get that.
I don't know. It may not be that easy to get, but we will help
Okay,
you. We will assist you if you get a work permit. If you can get the work
okay,
permit, we will assist you in getting the jobs. Okay.
okay,
Definitely we can
okay.
help you out, but we are not into the visa. You know, we will not be able to help you in getting the visa and all stuff.
It's okay, I can get myself to London,
Yeah,
that's not a
yes, yes,
problem.
definitely yes. If you
So,
get the work permit, we will help you out. We have huge
all right.
requirement. We have huge requirement. Okay.
All right, all right.
Yeah, sure.
So there is no virtual job opportunities like online,
No,
freelancing online and so
no,
on.
no, not certainly. At least from my end as of now.
Okay.
Thank you very much, bro.
Well, I
Yeah,
just want to learn this first
yeah,
of all and
yeah,
then,
yeah. Please concentrate on learning now. Thank you.
okay. You're
So,
welcome. Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you. Bye. So, others has any
Bye.
question? May I have an APM link, please? Mahbub, link of APM means I could not get. You are talking about material for APM, or you're talking about video of APM, or you want to download the jar? What exactly? Which link? Can you please elaborate? Video link. Okay. See, we have not conducted APM training as of now, in the sense as a part of free training. So you can take up the IPM course once we start that. Okay, live streaming classes. So I think I answered. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, please, Sarvana.
Yeah, Shisha, this is regarding the Mac machine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I was trying to set the path and home. I was not able to locate the JDK file where it is basically stored in Mac machine.
Oh, is it? We'll do one thing, Sarvana. I will
Yeah, I'll
share
send you a mail separately.
yes mail, and please take the screenshot of your system as well for me. Okay,
Okay,
I'll be able to give you the response in a day, in one day. Okay.
okay, okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Thank you.
because I use the Windows system. I don't use the Mac.
Yeah, I was able to understand. Like I was googling it and trying to find out how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was landing somewhere else.
Okay.
So to get a better idea, I thought I'll get you the exact picture from you.
Okay. Fine. Fine.
Yeah. I'll send you the screenshot of the entire thing.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Hi Shishira, Shweta here.
Please tell me, Shweta.
Yeah, actually I'm in London and visa ready, like I have work permit
Yeah,
and I have,
I think I
yeah.
spoke to you a week or 2 weeks back, I believe.
Um, yes, regarding this session, right? You
Yes.
were sent with a, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, you
please,
are the
please
one.
ask. Yeah, I'm the one.
Okay,
I'm the one.
okay, I thought I had spoken to Arya Kumar, so I got confused.
Yeah, you and that day actually you called Arya, but Arya at that day had left for the day, so
Okay,
I communicated to you.
okay, fine, yeah.
Yeah,
Fine. Yeah,
yeah. Bye,
thanks.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
Nitin, you have any questions?
No, sister. I'm done. Like it was a wonderful class. Thank you so much, and have a
Thank you,
great day. Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So other people, if you have any questions, ask me. Anyone has any more questions? So shall I end the session now? Okay, thank you all. It was nice conversation with you guys. Thank you very much.